Welcome everybody to a Canuckleheads video. Today we're going to rank every jersey in Vancouver Canucks history. We have Chris with us here. Chris did everything for this basically. We're just giving our opinions. Chris isn't like a big hockey fan, so he's going to have kind of a different opinion on this. Like I imagine yours is going to be more design based or just like what catches your eye. So that's kind of cool. Chris doesn't have any emotional attachment to these jerseys like me and Wes do. So kind of a neutral participant. But yeah, let's get started. Say hi.
Yes, hi. Nice to be back on, the Canuckleheads podcast. But I, have been at hockey games and watching hockey my whole life too, and I do love the Canucks as well. So I definitely do have some opinions, and excited to go through the list.
Let's get ranking.
I wanted to just shout out this website that you sent to go over this, NHL Uniforms. They have one job and they do it well. They're very thorough. So that was really helpful.
And they even have, like, if anybody watching this wants to go check it out, they have like all the non-existent teams too. Like they have the Atlanta Flames on here, the original Winnipeg Jets, teams like that. So it is a really cool website. So let's kick things off with the first jersey in Canucks history, the 1970 jerseys that they wore to 1972. So are we doing these home and away as separate ones, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the whites, which I believe were the home jerseys.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. So Chris, can we pull up that list, please? Like the individual ones? Oh, I guess we're starting with the blue. I'm not sure which was home and away because they switch sometimes, like color-wise, like the whites are sometimes home jerseys and the blues are sometimes home jerseys.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the blue one. And I guess we'll just kind of go in order here, right? Like, Chris, I want you to start and place this jersey where you think it should go. Then we'll discuss it and figure out as a group where it goes.
For sure. So I was thinking when we're kind of looking at the individual ones, can have this zoomed in version here to see the details, because even though we're ranking the jerseys, I think we should take into account, the socks, the hockey pants, the helmets,
full kit.
Not just
like
the sweaters.
That.
So
right.
Yeah. And I actually was really surprised that this was the first jersey. When I was putting this together, I was like, is that right? Because it's so modern. It's obviously what they have went back to, but for good reason. I was like, this is way ahead of its time. It's sleek. It is great. I think it's honestly very impressive that this is from 1970.
And so I don't know if you know this, Chris, but that logo is actually a couple different things, right? Obviously, there's the hockey stick, right?
Yeah.
It also makes a C for Canucks. It's also a rink. So it's like you said, a lot going on in one jersey. A lot of people don't really realize it's a rink, but it is a very cool feature.
And you got the V on the sleeve too, which is kind of cool. You can't really tell from this angle, but
the V is a nice touch. It does make it just a little bit different than like a standard jersey setup with like the stripes and everything. It's cool to break that up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would rank this pretty high. I think, like, considering how old it is and considering how strong it still stands today is, something very similar still being used. I would put that like first line or even close to maybe even all-star in my opinion, but interested to see what you guys think.
Okay, so for now, just slide it on in there.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it a little bit here. I just want to get this off my chest real quick. One thing that really bugs me about this jersey is no name above the numbers. That feature to these jerseys drives me nuts. I picked them up on Chell, never used them again because there's no name, and I don't know why. That just triggers me because I'm used to the more modern style jersey, I guess. But that's really the only thing that keeps it out of all-star contention for me.
I kind of agree with Wes on that. I do like how it is, like they go back to it a lot. Kind of the jersey layout has been used multiple times too. Yeah. I think we do them separate though. Like, let's not rank the blue and white together. We'll do those separately. But I'm like, I'm in the same boat as Wes too. That not having the number is very weird.
Yeah, and honestly, like, it has been perfected since then. It's not identical to what's still being used now. So I think that would probably keep it out of all-star. Do you guys think it deserves first line, or do you think there are?
I think so. Yeah, it's such an iconic jersey.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So Wes, you want to go next, and that's kind of the order.
Yeah, and then we'll just rotate.
Yeah.
So now we're doing the whiteys.
Yes.
So for me personally, I just really like the home jerseys a lot better, even though the whites here are probably the home jersey. I always think of the dark color as the home jersey. The white ones just don't really do it for me, even though this color scheme is ridiculous. And I actually like this home jersey more than the other away jerseys. So I would probably put it either second line or first line, just because I don't really love the all white, but these ones have that ridiculous color scheme. Love the V with the white. So I might even put it first line as well.
I think I like it in second line. I'm the same as you. I like the blue ones better, but these ones aren't bad. I think second line is where I would put it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I actually am kind of a sucker for the white jerseys. I think there's something, I don't know, just kind of nice about how the colors pop and they kind of blend in when they're skating around. But yeah, I don't know. I agree that the blue version is better overall. And yeah, I think also the like actual logo being
Blue.
like inverse colors is kind of weird that it's different on each of them. I think I do think this one is actually quite a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, second line. I think that's pretty spot on. Okay. All right, now we have the jerseys that they wore from 1972 to 1977. Got rid of the V on the sleeves. The striping is a little bit different on the bottom than the arms. It's kind of the only real difference.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the blue ones again, and I'm going to kick it off this time. For me, those are first line. Again, like if they had the name on the back, they'd be all-star.
Yeah.
But I love these two. Like just the different striping is enough for me to like kind of recognize it as its own thing.
Yeah.
I like with and without the V on both jerseys. And so yeah, first line for me for these ones.
Yeah, like the thicker white striping, I do like. It kind of pops it off.
Yeah.
I think it's first line.
Chris?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think the V was kind of unique, but I think it looks a little better as just the solid stripes even. So I think it was a good improvement. So I think it deserves to be up on first line as well.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you're on the next ones.
Yeah, so the white version of the jersey again, I think is just not quite as nice. The kind of blue forearms is interesting, but it makes it look like a t-shirt, which is kind of weird. So I would actually probably drop it down to third line. That's kind of where it feels like it should sit for me.
I agree with that. Even the striping is different too on these ones.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's just from seeing the smaller picture, it's like it's just a solid green stripe almost. The blue isn't very prominent on this one at all.
Yeah, it's like I think you nailed it, Chris. I'm kind of glad you were the one who ranked it because I might not even have noticed that blue sleeve at the end, just kind of randomly. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Third line.
Third line. All right. Wes, these are the 1977 to 78 jerseys when we finally got names.
Yeah, so am I doing the blue?
Yes, blue first.
This whole color scheme, I just love it. Like and now they have the name added, which that's what I love about these jerseys. But for me, it's got to be first line. I might even, honestly, I got to put those all-star. I don't know what you guys are going to think, but just the name adds that final touch to that color scheme, and I think it's fire.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think the name is like the missing piece that it needed. And this is still back in the 70s, and this looks like it could be what they're using today. So yeah, I agree, that's probably all stars here.
Yeah, the only thing that I do kind of miss, I agree that they should be all-star, but I would like a small V just in kind of the green stripe.
That would be
something that's a little bit different.
Just in the green.
Yeah,
that would actually be sick.
But I agree, they are all-star. These are arguably the best jerseys they've ever had in their history. So.
Yeah.
We nailed this one. Good job, gents. And it's me now, right?
Yep.
Second line. It's kind of the same thing. We all Well, me and Wes have a preference for the blue ones,
Yeah.
but they're great. They're just the white ones, and again, they have the T-shirt thing going on. That
Yeah.
is I wonder how many jerseys do that. I don't feel like I've seen that very often, where just kind of the wrist cuff is a completely different color than the rest of the jersey, primarily.
Yeah, and I think the only thing for me that pushes it to second line from third line is the name. I just that's the only touch for me that brings it up a notch, and so I would go second line.
Yeah, that's fair. I was kind of on the fence too that maybe it should even be down to third line, but no, I agree. That bumps it up enough to justify for sure.
All right, so now we're on to the jerseys they wore from 1978 to 1979. Here we go.
Yeah. This is a gangster jersey, man. Like, I've never seen another NHL jersey look even similar to this.
Yeah. So have at it, Chris.
Starting with the black version, I guess, and it's pretty wild. Definitely, like, makes a statement. You got to respect the boldness of it. And so I've got my thoughts on the little logo on the arm there. It's pretty busy for how small it is, but you almost don't even notice it. It's just kind of like a badge. So I don't think that's holding it back too much. I don't know. I think that's a hard one to rank. It's definitely not a low tier, but it's weird. I don't know. I don't even want to be the one to start ranking here. I don't know.
The V just punches you right in the face. That's all you see.
I think, like, I don't really have much knowledge on what Canucks fans think as far as the jerseys go. These, I feel like they're either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
It's like they're so striking and like bold, like you said. It's also weird that they don't really have a logo. Like, it's kind of just the jersey. Like, I feel like you could see something like this at a high school gym class.
No, 100%. I think it's something that, like, you would see in the minors. You wouldn't necessarily see it in the NHL.
Like, it is like, obviously it's got the V, but like, it's not technically a logo. It's like just the design of the jersey. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, I want to see where you place this. You won't offend us.
It's weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bench it. I think that, like, it's a new direction, and like, just to completely change the colors like that, completely get rid of the logo when it was already such a strong logo. So I don't know, it's kind of questionable in ways. I mean, I don't know, I probably would just put it in the middle just because it feels like it fits on both extremes so much.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't mind that placement, honestly. I was going to say it's really hard to place this one because, like Justin said, you either love it or you hate it. And I think it's definitely iconic. I just don't think it's their best look.
Yeah. And the red name is weird too. Like, you don't often see, like, for jersey that's either like white or whatever, like black.
And they got the big yellow 12, like, throw the yellow name across there, you know what I mean? To throw the red one in there just kind of throws another curveball. I know they have the yellow on the bottom of the V and then the red on the top of the V, so they're kind of trying to keep that, but I just it is weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right, good placement, Chris. Wes?
So now we're going to the yellow.
Yeah.
This jersey's worse than the black one. So I'm just going to straight up throw it on the third line. There's not even much to say. We kind of already went over what we thought about the black one. The yellow one's worse. The black pants, like, I don't know. It's a tough look.
I am almost okay with benching it.
If there's any bench worthy, it's probably that jersey right there.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, the yellow it just pops a lot more, and I don't think in a good way. Like, where the black one is kind of cool, right? Like, and the yellow is just too much for me.
Yeah, and the black pants, like, the same pants as the black jersey.
And like, honestly, like, one thing I think would make this way better is if you just had one black stripe at the bottom of the jersey, maybe just to break it up a little bit. It's just so much, like, solid yellow that I don't like it.
Yeah, I would like to second Justin's motion to bench. I think the black has some redeeming factors, but I just think the yellow is too much.
Yeah.
All right.
That though, if I see one of these, I probably would buy it. All right, on to the 1979-1980 jersey. The V's on the sock were taken out instead of or for horizontal lines. And we're starting with the black jerseys. They're kind of the same. I do like the horizontal stripes better than the V, even though I appreciate the V for being kind of an original look as far as like the socks go. This is just same thing, second line for me.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well. It's like almost the exact same jersey. There's a couple little differences, but I think second line's good.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's like very, very similar. I think if anything, the change is for the better. But I don't know if it's enough to bump it up to the first line.
Yeah. All right, on to the yellow version. Chris?
I think, again, the stripe does improve it a bit, but not enough to take it off the bench, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Now we got
burn through these ones,
yeah. 1980-81 jerseys. The sleeves just went under like a slight change on these, so it's nothing major. Yeah, go ahead, Wes. What do you think?
I guess I'm doing the blackies again.
Yeah.
I mean, on the yellow jersey, the sleeve looks a little bit better, but on the black ones, there's not much of a difference there.
Yeah.
Honestly, now that I've seen the jersey 3 times in a row, I'm ready to put it on the third line. So much of the same jersey right now, but I mean, yeah, I'll go third line just because.
Yeah.
I don't know if the difference really makes that big of a difference,
But yeah, it's just like such slight modifications that it kind of doesn't matter. It's just more like jersey fatigue at this point, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a few similar ones in this lineup. Definitely an era.
Place these all in the same spots, like the yellow ones. Actually, that's kind of wild. Let's keep going in order. Sorry, just ignore me here.
No, it's all good. It's hard to tell like what's worth considering its own, unique difference. But I actually do think the sleeves on the yellow here, are a change for the better. It actually makes these almost manageable. So I would maybe even say this is worth bumping up to a third line. They're learning.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like as far as the gross yellow jerseys, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, like the V, like just with the solid shoulders, it seems to work better for me too.
It does.
Okay, on to the 81-82 jerseys. We got the names changed from orange to black, which looks a lot better. And then they changed from orange to yellow on the black jerseys. So this is me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I like the change to the name that for whatever reason, these ones are a second line for me also.
Yeah, honestly, I think that color coordination on that jersey makes it work just a little bit better. I'd almost even bump it to first line just because I like it a little bit more than the original. And I do honestly, like, I don't mind this jersey just because I've been a Canucks fan for so long. I've seen it so many times that I think that might be the nicest version of it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I guess I would bump this one up to first line. Chris, what do you think?
I agree. I think that it's, like the nicest version of it so far. I think there's been a few nice little tweaks, and it's, of this version of the black jersey, I think it's, probably, the best one that we've seen. And I think it's worth first line for sure.
Yeah, because like the one thing that drives me nuts about the first one that we put in second line there is that V doesn't meet up on the back of the sock. It just stops.
Yeah.
And it looks so bad. And with the one that we just put on first line, it actually wraps around the sock. There's no ugly V there. I think it just works better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe we could bump the black one down to a third line. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I think that's the starter. I'd go second line, but I think this version is the most perfected version of that V jersey.
Was that me that went?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chris, your turn.
We're almost out of the weeds with these V
jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's literally any difference Oh, the black text and the red outline. So the red outline I don't like, but the black text I do.
Yeah.
But I honestly think the red outline is pretty awful, so I would probably bench it.
I'm fine with that.
I'm totally fine with that.
All right, Wes.
All right.
Let's see what changed here. So these are the 1982 to 1985 jerseys. Let's see, the sleeve numbers, which have been at the very bottom of the sleeves, are repositioned to above the sleeve crest, and names are trimmed in orange.
Which honestly does not do it for me. I think it just makes the name look worse. Honestly, I don't mind the number position on the arm, but just the overall look of the name just doesn't do it for me. I'd probably third line it.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
All right, so on to this one here. I'd probably go third line too. Like, I like the numbers to be higher up on the arms, and then just again having the solid black name and letters. I like, again, for the yellows, it's probably up there for the best one they had. So third line for me for that one.
I might push back a little bit. Just the thing is, the numbers are so skinny, and then they are also outlined in red, and just for how thin they are to have the red outline, they just look so teeny. I don't know. It looks weird to me.
It is.
Yeah, when you look at the one we have at third line, they are, and every other one for the yellows, they are so much thicker.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
More bold.
Yeah, let's bench that. All right, Chris.
Finally, a somewhat different jersey.
On to the 1985 to 1989 jerseys. This is when they went to the spaghetti plate. Kind of, like, for me, I started watching the Canucks a lot more like the 1999-2000 season, so I'm more used to the Orca. But even then, like, this is kind of the logo I think of the Canucks.
Yeah.
So, Chris, kick it off, please, sir.
Well, I know you guys have a lot of love for this logo, and I think it's really interesting. I think just from a logo design perspective, it's like, what the heck is going on there? Like, it's a fast skate, right? And so that's cool. But what? Like, it's so crazy. And like, even at this size, the more blown up version, you can barely tell what is going on with that. And so I don't know. It's like, it's cool. It's iconic. It's unique. It's freaking weird. And it's very 80s. I think it's cool. I think it works a lot better in black than it does. And I'm ranking the black. So I don't know. I think I can see, just looking into the future, there are some more refined versions that are a little stronger.
Yeah.
So I would probably not put it higher than second line personally, but I'm open to be persuaded.
This one specifically, I agree with you. I think they get, like, losing the orange helps a lot in further videos. The shoulders, like the weird V's on the shoulder patches, are kind of different. As far as this one goes, I'd be all right with even putting this one on third line, because for the black skate jersey, there are a lot better ones than this.
And what I think is really funny about this jersey is they still didn't fully let go of the V by the neck. They had to just add some little V there because they couldn't let go. And almost for that reason, I'm like ready to put it third line, just because I was so over it at that point. But I mean, it's the first spaghetti plate, like, full on. I like it. I think second line's pretty fair.
But I just think, like, as far as all the other spaghetti plates, that this one is not the best.
No, it's the worst one.
Like, we could third line this one.
Yeah,
but
I'm good with that.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, there is something to be said for whoever designed that logo that ended up being very iconic, right? Like, it is the first time it appears. So yeah, I think that I think that keeps it up on second line for me.
Yeah.
First time it appears on the front of the jersey.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. Yeah. The teeny little stamp on the arm, which is baffling, but yeah.
So bump it down to the third line though, please, Chris.
Oh, to third line?
Yeah. As long as you agree. Yeah, I mean, you're out of the majority now, but
no, it's fine. No, definitely.
Okay, so sorry, we just had to take a little break there. We left off after the first spaghetti plate logo. So Wes, you are up with the yellow primary.
Can you blow it up for me, Chris, real quick? I just want to there we go. Jesus Christ.
Same thing with the weird red borders on the name.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit. I mean, it's kind of similar to the old one. For me, yeah, just third line that. I don't know if you guys have a different opinion on it. I think it's pretty freaking similar to the one we just ranked.
For whatever reason, with these colors on like the yellow, it looks so blocky, the striping. Like I don't know why, but it is just weird to me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, you're right. It's because of the background colors. So like the logo is the same on both versions. So in this one, the back of the skate is the same as the jersey, but on this one, the skate is the same as the jersey.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It makes it look like the skate is see-through. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
about that.
so yeah. I don't know if it even deserves to be third line.
You could bench that. I'm not even mad.
The yellow as a primary color for the jersey is just not.
It's not it.
Yeah.
And that ugly yellow too. Like there's 50 better shades of yellow than that one. No, that's not the one.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey. Okay, my turn. These are the 1989 to 1992 Canucks jerseys. We finally switched from the yellow to whites. The V's are completely gone. There's no V for Vancouver on these jerseys anywhere.
Beautiful.
All right. So this first, the black spaghetti plate jersey, I think this is the one that most Canucks fans think of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is
iconic.
The jersey,
mm-hmm.
All-Star.
And I love the full black pants.
Yeah.
No color, just mean.
Yeah.
I love that.
When they're in these jerseys, they seem so much bigger. They play bigger. Like it just, these have an attitude to them that no other jersey in Canucks history has.
Yeah, there's a complete vibe with this jersey when you're on the ice. And even Demko with his black pads and stuff last year, he just looked like a monster.
Massive.
And he played like one too. I think we're just a meaner team in general when we have these on.
Yeah.
It's my favorite jersey personally of the entire lineup.
These jerseys bust.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's cool how dominant the black is. Like the colors are so minimal and they pop for that reason. They don't overtake it, and they just look cool. So I think it's iconic for a reason, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially going from the extremes of the V's to these two, right? Like it's total, like same colors, but just total opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Chris.
So the light color version, I don't know. It's a lot better than the yellow, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think the also just kind of looking at the big version here, just even the way the white goes through the skate works best on the white background. It's a little awkward on this black here. That's just a little touch. That's kind of strange.
And that's why I sent you that picture. The one I sent you over text doesn't have that white background. That's the only thing that drives me nuts about this jersey.
Yeah. So I think I think it actually works really well in white. So I don't know. For me, I would even maybe throw it all the way up to All-Star too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I honestly, for an away jersey, that's my favorite one.
Ooh,
Justin, not so much.
I was thinking more first, second line, but just because I like the more colored jerseys. Like I'm not a fan of any of the primary whites as much as the colored ones, but I can leave it at All-Star. I'm not opposed to that. I'm also outruled, so.
I think this is just the best white jersey we have.
All right.
I think it looks ridiculously nice.
I feel like if it's going to be All-Star, it should be unanimous. So I don't know if you're not feeling it, like
that's true.
But it's first line for me. I can't like.
And I love the all black pants with this one too. I think it just sets it off. I think I don't know. I just like
honestly when I think of like just generic hockey jersey, like this setup exactly is what I picture. It's just so
100%. It's pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, on to the 1992 to 1995 jerseys. There was a Canucks place patch added to these. Is kind of the only real difference. Wes, do you start or is it?
No, I think I just went. Did I go on the white one?
No, Chris
I
did.
don't
Yeah,
know, I'm losing track. They're so similar. I went
Dude.
first, I think.
yeah, I think it
Okay.
was.
Okay, if it's me, I mean, can you blow it up for me again, please? I just want to see that little. What is that patch?
The Canucks place
This-
pat on the shoulders.
patch.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's essentially the same jersey. For me, obviously, I'm doing the black one. It's an all-star for me, but
yeah, like nothing really changed. So
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't be an all-star. It's just
yeah,
like patches and stuff. Yeah, they
yeah,
don't make or break a jersey unless it's egregious, and these aren't. So,
yeah, for sure.
so that being
For
said, I
sure.
think white one's probably our first line too. Then
Yeah, and if anything, like the patch is, for a good cause, and that's nice. It doesn't take anything away from the jersey. So yeah, I definitely think.
Yeah.
And
it's,
Steve, I would slap that right into all-star with it, but yes, I don't mind. I think that too.
Right.
So first line.
Next, we got the 1995, 1996 jerseys. This is just the third jersey we're going to do here because they're basically the same.
Yeah.
Chris, kick it off, please, sir.
So just kind of ignoring these two, then, hey.
Yeah, they're the same
like
ones. It's
so.
the third jersey.
These are kind of just like an alternate jersey, just like special. I know they've got a few with these third jerseys on them. Is there anything like particular about why they have them, or anything interesting
They
about
just, I think mostly it's a money thing, right? Like a special event. They're like 6 times a year they'll wear this jersey just to sell more jerseys.
Yeah.
So there's no like reason behind it, as far as I'm aware.
Fair enough. So capitalism. The thing is, no. The thing is, the fade is kind of weird. It looks kind of like it's been spray painted, but I do like the like off center asymmetrical look. I like that it follows the skate. I think that's kind of a nice touch. So if you're gonna have kind of like just a cool third jersey, I think it's a pretty strong one. So I don't know. I'd probably be placing that like first, second line.
You place it where you want to place it, and then we'll talk.
I'm gonna go second. I think that there's things holding it back, but it is pretty cool.
I would first line these. I love these jerseys.
Me too. Honestly, I feel like a bit of a homer right now because I'm even looking at the jerseys down the stretch, man, and I start to love some of these jerseys. This one for me, I would like. Obviously, I can't throw it all-star because Chris thinks it's a second liner. I'm going straight to first line. I think this jersey's so sick. It's one that if I see it in the store, I have to buy it.
I'm in the same boat. Like you never see these around. I almost feel like if I wanted it, I would have to go to eBay and try and track it down or something. It is like, I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. It's just like you never see a jersey like this.
No.
Like the colors, the off center, like it's great.
Yeah, no, it is like really weird. It's cool. I think I was definitely on the fence, so I'm now persuaded to bump it up to first line.
All right, Wes. We got the 1996 to 1997 jerseys. The socks worn with the alternate jersey changed from solid black to red with black and gold stripes. That's the only thing that changes. So,
yeah, I mean, for me, it still just works. The whole thing, it just all works for me. It's the same, essentially the same thing. I just graded the exact same as what I just graded the other ones.
So the jerseys are the exact same. The socks are different.
Yeah, which I think still works.
It does. I like the all black look better, like socks and pants. Like it just works with the jersey to me. It feels like it's, I don't know, broken up in a weird way with the red primary socks.
I just feel like whoever designed these jerseys was like, he was on the fence about the socks.
Yeah.
So then he was like, we have to do them back to back and do one with black and one with red. So I'm good that they came out with both.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I agree with Justin where like the kind of dividing it and then having just straight black down from there is pretty cool. But I think, if they would have gone with these black socks with this and just had the stripe there, I think that might have been a nice touch.
Yeah. Actually, that would
with the stripe, yeah.
But yeah, I would probably, I don't know, agree. It's, a little less strong than the black socks, but
yeah, I'm good with that.
And so,
what did we say?
Second.
Yeah, second line. And so the two jerseys before that, let's just put them in the same spot as the other because they are the same jerseys again.
Yeah.
There's no need to go over those ones again.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So these are just up here.
Yeah.
And here.
Yeah.
Oops. And here, and here.
Yeah, because
Filling
they're
up.
all the same jersey, so it's fine.
Totally.
Okay,
And now a big change.
so this is Wes. These are the 1997 to 2001 jerseys. This is going to the Orca logo, complete color changes. These are the jerseys that I remember
Me
the
too.
most growing up as a kid. Like this is like when I first really started to get into the Canucks. So Wes, what do you think?
This exact jersey, the Naslin jersey, that's the jersey that I remember when I was a little kid and first started to watch the Vancouver Canucks. And honestly, since I'm rating the darker version of this jersey, for me, it's all-star. I've loved this design, and they've made many variations of it, but this one I really love.
All-star.
For me, it's all-star. It's just because it's iconic. Like when I was a youngster, first seeing the Canucks, this is the jersey, like so.
All-star.
Yeah.
For me, that's how I feel. But that's why it's funny to, get everyone's opinion.
It's interesting. I think the colors are a little weird. They're very muddled, like, not really strong colors, especially for how bold their previous colors
And
were.
that's like Colorado Avalanche kind of vibes,
That's
where
true,
it's
yeah.
not like super strong colors, but all the colors, like, I don't know. I
They
just really
work
like
and
it.
they are very like unique. Like the kind of tealish they use and like the almost like purpley red. All-star though.
They went outside of the box on this one, and I loved it right out of the gate.
I would kind of agree with Weston just because it is such a huge rebrand and like such a new era. You know what I mean? Like it is a refresh for the team, and like that is again similar to you guys. What I remember growing up is like the Canucks jersey, and I don't know. There's things that I don't love about it. I think there are other jerseys that are maybe a little stronger. So I would maybe agree with Justin that it would maybe be more first line. But I don't know.
Justin's
I'm
about
so
to put it
torn
down.
on this one, man. Like, because I love this jersey. I have this jersey. I just, ooh. I think I got a first line it. Just compared to the other ones, I love the blue and green so much. And like I like these colors, but to me, like the black and the blue ones are just more prominent. They just scream Canucks so much more to me.
Yeah.
Even though I love this jersey.
These colors are subtle, and I think that's why they did so many variations of this kind of jersey, is because there is so many color schemes for it. And this one, I don't know, it just has a special place in my heart. So
one thing I do really like though is the arms, the striping, like how it's on an angle. I like it just, I don't know, it's almost different to me.
Going back to the kind of V thing again, where it has to be straight on. You can kind of do a unique look.
But it works in such a nice way for me, for the arms. But yeah, I think first line is where that one goes.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. So for the white version, whose pick is it now?
Me.
Okay.
So for the white version, this one might surprise you guys. All-star. Like for the white jerseys, like this is my favorite one. It's just like, again, the arms. I love the lines.
Yep.
It's got enough color to me where it's not just a bland white jersey. Yep. And the teals and like the reds they choose and like the gray work so much better with the white as a primary for me as opposed to the blue for some reason.
And one thing that I do like as well is the blue pants on this one. Since they end with that blue on the jersey, it kind of makes the pants pop and they work good. Honestly, I'm good with All-Star just because I think this jersey is iconic, whether it's the dark version or the light version. I'm good with All-Star.
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to have to persuade Justin because the contrast is so much better on these ones. You don't have that muddied problem where the logo doesn't pop as much in the dark version. So I think, for a white jersey, I think this is probably their strongest one, or one of them anyway. And I think it works a lot better. So I definitely agree, All-Star.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, so next we have the 2001 to 2003 jerseys. These are basically the same again. They have the Canucks for Kids shoulder patches, but we get into the third jersey, which is what we'll rank. So, Chris?
It is of the era. That is a very early aughts aesthetic. I don't like it, honestly. I can see that not everybody might feel that way, but it's weird. I don't know. It's got the weird purple in the middle where the transition is, and I don't know. They're trying something, and it is definitely made when it was made.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to.
Let's just let him place it first here. Where are you putting it, Chris?
I would probably go down to third line personally, but obviously, we'll see if that gets bumped up a little bit or something.
All right, Wes?
Yeah, I didn't want to swear on this podcast, but I almost feel like I have to let one fly just to kind of set the tone, but I'm not going to. I think this jersey's a first liner for me. I honestly have always loved this jersey. Obviously, there's another similar one coming up, but you also own one of these jerseys, which you never see them. So, this is another one. It's in the store. I have to buy it. I don't care if it's my last 250. I'm buying this jersey.
So for me, I love the gradient fade.
Me too.
I think there's only 3 teams that have ever had a gradient fade on their jerseys. The Canucks have done it twice, which we'll get to here. When this jersey came out and I was a kid, I painted my room like this jersey. I took a sponge and dipped it in red paint and dabbed it up so it faded into the blue. I love this jersey. I don't think it's all-star worthy, but I'm same as Wes. I think it's first line. So do we split the difference? Just go second?
We almost have to, just because Chris disagreed, but it is 2 versus 1, and I think that pushes it into first line just because I want it to be there so bad.
The thing I will say that's weird looking at it now, though, is the numbering and the number on the back and the gradient fade does seem a little bit weird, but still, I love this jersey.
Yeah, it's the only spot where it doesn't really meet perfectly.
Yeah, it kind of just sticks out a little bit.
But I think it makes the orca pop. I just like that blue inside of the red, and then as soon as you kind of go dark, it fades up into the dark there. I think that looks sick.
And I love the shoulder blocking and the arms. It just looks. I love the layout of the jersey.
Yeah.
I will say, like I was saying, it is very of the time. When it came out, it was super modern, and that was really cool. So even though it is pretty dated now. Just from a more objective perspective, I think I can definitely see, at the time, very, very cool, very unique, and I definitely can justify putting it on first.
One more thing I do want to say about that jersey is that picture we just showed does it no justice. When you see this jersey in person, it looks way better than that picture does.
And again, this is why it was important to have Chris in this too, right? Because I'm looking at this through when I was a kid, and this team was so exciting with Naslund, Bertuzzi, and Morrison, and this jersey, I just I have so much nostalgia behind it too that it also probably does kind of persuade you for sure.
Yeah, and that's why it's perfect to have Chris in here because he's got the artistic view.
Okay, on to the 2003-2006 jerseys. The team's logo, the stick and rink, was reintroduced. The team's original logo, the stick and rink, is reintroduced in the team's current colors and is placed on the shoulders, except the alternate jersey. So we can just skip these. We'll just cut this right out because these are all the same again.
Yeah, they're pretty much going in the exact same categories.
Where was this? Here?
Yeah.
This was up here. Ooh, filling up our all-stars too.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But that's how, honestly, I said this to Justin on many occasions. I think in the NHL, we have the most diverse lineup of jerseys. I think we kill it when it comes to jerseys, and not a lot of other teams have this drastic of a change in
their spectrum.
Exactly. I think we have the best lineup out.
Okay,
and also just to note that there really is only 3 jerseys in the All-Star tier. Yeah.
Very similar.
Okay, so we are on to the 2006-2007. The only thing we're going to rank is the alternate jersey because it's when the kind of the original like blue stick and rink logo comes back. Who's ranking this one?
Chris?
Uh,
It is you.
I just
No,
ranked
it's
the
West.
faded
I thought
ones.
you did the white.
No, because Chris did the gradient, so it's you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
Just
Which
the blue one.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
They're very similar to, like, they basically just remade the classics. For me, it's an all-star because like we still rock this jersey every now and again, and I love it. It's one of my favorite jerseys ever.
I would agree with Wes. There's nothing like super different about it that would lower it, or I guess you can't go past an all-star, but that would raise the level either.
Yeah, literally just the thinner stripes on the white, and that is it. Like, that is it.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little touch too. I think the thinner stripes do work well. And, that was the first time they had those jerseys in decades. And, it works just as well now. So, yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Okay.
So these guys were here again?
Yeah, they look the exact same. So, okay.
Oh, I'm jealous you get to grade this one.
All right, so now we're on to the 2007-2008 jerseys when the Canucks kind of went back to their original colors, but they kept the current logo. These jerseys are the ones they wore when they were like the most recently successful, right? Like probably the best team in Canucks history wore these. I love these jerseys so much. I do like the Orca logo. I like the Vancouver. I love the colors. These are all-star.
I have I'll let you just go first, Chris, because I have the exact same opinion.
Yeah, no, I think they work great. It's kind of like the best of it's like a greatest hits jersey, you still get the C on the side. You get the Orca. I think it actually works maybe better in those colors.
And just the small patch on the pants too, right on the leg there. Oh my God. It just sets it off with the shoulder patches, the patch on the pants. This jersey is one of my favorites.
And I feel like actually the stick logo works really well as an arm patch. I don't think it feels missing from the front and isn't too complicated to be on the arm. So I think it's a good combo.
Yeah.
The white version?
You rank the away version. I just want to say something too, like the Orca logo too, I think is also in the same kind of realm as the stick and rink jersey, where it's not like overly complicated, but there's more going on. So it is like outside of the nostalgia of that being the first logo, I do like the Orca better because there's just a little bit more to, like, I don't know, keep it interesting, even though a whale has nothing to do with a Canuck.
Well, and one of the things that I loved about this jersey is it actually says Vancouver above the Orca.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it sets it off, man. I just love that jersey. And with the stick logo on the patch, I think that's where that logo belongs, is on the shoulder patch. And I love that jersey.
I think the away version is maybe a little bit less strong. Again, you kind of have the t-shirt thing going on. It's not as bad though. I think they're maybe a little bit lower or something, but it's I'd probably say first line for me.
Yeah, and also like the socks are weird too, like how they go from the more solid blocking to the more stripes. Like I felt they would look better too if it was like solid blue or something in there.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with first line.
Yeah. All right, Wes. We have the 2008 to 2017 modern stick and rink logo becomes the crest for the alternate jerseys. So,
and the only reason, okay, I'm putting this in all-star before I say this. I don't know if you see that shoulder patch on that jersey, but that's the V with the Canuck head.
The Johnny Canuck.
And honestly, for me, it's an all-star. There's no question. I kind of like the stick logo on the pants still.
Yeah.
It just kills it for me. I love this jersey.
It's a really good jersey. Chris?
Yeah, I like that it's an updated stick logo. It's not exactly the same. It's a little bit more of a kind of blade to it, which is nice. And the knockout for the center of the C makes it look more like a C. So I think it is great. Yeah.
All right.
Just gonna throw the other ones.
I'm not gonna say you're throwing it in all-star.
What?
Did he say you wanted it? Where do you want it?
That was you.
No, but you still have to say.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah,
You agree?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure you're on the same page. I thought maybe.
All right. Next, we have the 2017 to 2019 jerseys. Jersey is, let's see here, essentially stayed the same when the Adidas a D0 uniform system took hold, but the sock stripe width were changed to match those of the jerseys. So that's kind of the only thing.
And look at the number on the back. Look at the name.
For the white jerseys, this is exactly what we were talking about with the thicker coloring. I think it looks better. I think I'm ranking the blue ones though. Yeah.
Yeah.
These I'm just gonna go like first line. They're the same that we had before. It's just like a different manufacturer making the jerseys.
Exactly.
So it's like they weren't necessarily original. They were just kind of the next company making them. So.
I totally agree with that.
All right, Chris, the white ones.
Same thing. I think that actually does improve the socks there. So
yeah,
definitely think still deserves first line. I don't know if it bumps it up to all-star, but
yeah, I think first line.
And honestly, I'm so pumped I get the next jersey. This one shows more innovation.
Okay. These are the 2019 to current alternate jerseys.
Yeah.
Okay.
This jersey, Justin bought a PD one right away. I love this jersey. Honestly, this picture doesn't do it justice at all. The arms in this one look extremely ugly, like just on the picture. But if you see this jersey in person, you're going to love it. I think it's first line, no questions asked. That's where I place it.
I would agree with Wes. I love the coloring, like the blocking on the arms, and like I don't know. The only issue I have with this is the collar. I think should have been green or like blue. Like the white collar with everything else just stands out in a wrong way for me. But that's my only issue with it. I love the green stripes throughout the jersey, and like it's just a beautiful jersey.
Yeah, and honestly, I never even thought of that. It kind of works on the back with the number, and I guess it kind of works on the front with the logo being so white. But I totally get what he's saying. Like a green collar, maybe would look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. But I actually, don't mind the collar at all. I think that exactly the white logo, has that little bit of the accent to still bring it through. And I don't think it's missing in the stripes. I think it's nice to have the just solid colors and super different. Like it's a subtle change, but makes a big impact. So I definitely agree with what you guys are saying for sure. And so now we're just on to the kind of special jerseys, special event uniforms.
Where are we at with these? Is it me?
You.
Okay. These are the 2010 to 2011 40th anniversary Canucks jerseys. They're a second line for me. Like, I get where they were going with them, but just it's again the no name on the jerseys. I'm not huge into. There's nothing wrong with them, but for like a 40th anniversary, I felt they could have been better than what they are. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar to that. Honestly, it's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally agreeing with what he said.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, but they almost look older than the original jerseys.
They tried to go old and they went old.
Yeah.
Like it's the letter especially is very like old school, like the numbers on the jersey. It's there's just it does seem, which is probably what they were going for, right? Like a retro look, but for like a 40th anniversary, they're just so unspecial.
Yeah.
So second line. All right, Chris. These are the 2014 Heritage Classic jerseys. These are infamous in Canucks history for the jerseys that got Roberto Luongo out of Vancouver. Eddie Lack got the start in this game over Luongo. This was outside. The Ottawa Senators were playing. So these started a big controversy in, again, another goaltending controversy in Vancouver. So
and just another innovation. Like, who designed that?
I am gonna say, sorry, you had more to feel?
Yeah. So before you rank these were based off the Vancouver Millionaires jerseys from like, oh, I don't even know when, but this before the Canucks were a thing. So that's where these were coming from. These were like the Millionaires actually won the Stanley Cup like before it was the NHL, I think, if I remember correctly. So that's where what these are based off of. These aren't like a Canucks
Yeah, they
throwback
brought
of
it
any
back.
sort. It's a Vancouver Millionaires homage.
That's really cool. I just want to say I'm getting Quidditch vibes. They're very Harry Potter core.
The striped sleeve do it to you, eh?
Yeah, and like lots of bonkers things about it. The striped sleeves are just crazy. The Vancouver being written in a bouncing shape on the V is just
Yeah.
quite the choice, and I love it. I don't know. I love the colors. I think it looks like, you know, like a painting of old Canadian hockey, like
Yeah.
from early century. It's way different than anything else they have. Um, I personally love it, so I would rank it pretty high. I doubt I'm going to get the support to put it all star here, but I would bump it up to first line anyway. I think it's great, but I could see why not everybody would have the same feelings.
I agree with first line. I can't go all star. One thing I will say though, in this, it's definitely more of a cream color than the image is doing it. It looks a lot whiter here, but it is more of like an off-white cream color. But yeah, I like it at first line.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, it's first line just because it's so unique. I can't put it all star because it is a pretty like homely jersey. But I definitely I think it's a first liner.
I did wear this jersey on the podcast once too.
Yeah, and he owns this one too. This guy has a diverse collection.
Yeah, it's unique, definitely. So I'm glad you guys are on board with the first line.
Wes, this is the 2019-2020 50th anniversary jersey. This, I'm glad you got to rank because this is everything we love in a Canucks jersey, I believe.
Yeah, and there's just no other place to put it but All-Star. I love how they have the skate logo on the pants now instead of just a straight black pant. I love these jerseys. This is I've said this like 3 times, but it's my favorite jersey. If I'm in the store, once again, have to buy.
Yeah, and just kind of like a little bit like modern jersey material. Like, I don't know. It just, again, it gives them that illusion that they're just a bigger, meaner team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. I love them. I think the nice little touches that Weston pointed out are all improvements, and it's kind of the primo version of what this jersey can be. So love it.
Especially like they don't mess around with the numbers of the letters. There's no like real border to them that makes them look a little wonky. It's just like there. All right. Okay, and lastly, we have the 2021 reverse retro jersey. This was a line that every team did in the NHL. They did this reverse retro jersey. Some were much better than others. I'm looking at you, Detroit, New York.
Detroit was the worst.
Detroit sucked. Winnipeg's is bad too, though.
Yeah.
So this is like a modernized colored version of the gradient fade jersey that Wes and I love. To me, this is a first line. I love the Sprite jerseys so much. Like, I love the modern colors, and like, I don't know, like, I love the gradient fade. I just like when teams do unique stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Canucks did it in a good way here.
Yeah. And honestly, that's the exact same way. I feel like I love that red jersey. I bought it as soon as it came out because I liked it so much. And this is the exact jersey that I own. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm going definitely first line. Like, it's on the cusp of All-Star for me, but it's just like, it's pretty new.
Yeah.
I'd probably throw a first line, but like, I love this jersey.
I honestly would say All-Star. Like, I think it's great. I think that all the things I didn't like about the fade on the, darker blue and red version just works so much better in these colors. I think the white highlights work better here. I think green and blue actually transition to each other, so they just look so much better. I don't know. I love these. I think they're really cool. I would definitely be like first liner all-star. I think they're great.
Whoa, do we all star these?
It's on the cusp. Like it's right there.
Because I like them also.
Especially the idea of reverse retro, of like having to do a spin on an older jersey. Like this just is that so well, and such an improvement on it without like taking anything away. Like it is still like respectful to the old version, but just in my opinion, so much better. So I think it's really solid.
That is a good point too. Like it's like the reverse retro aspect of it. Like a lot of teams didn't, kind of just ignored that.
Yeah.
This is like an old jersey layout, but still modern. So I think you are right as far as like the challenge of doing a reverse retro jersey. This is pretty spot on for what that concept is. All-star.
I agree. You can throw it in all-star. If you watch the podcast anytime, like I'm usually wearing this jersey.
Yeah. So what do we have actually here? We have 4 all-star jerseys, 5.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Count that as the same one. I guess it depends how you want to split these up, right? Like
I think 8 all-star jerseys.
It turned out to be a lot. It kind of shows that we're homers in a sense, but I mean, I feel like most people that are grading jerseys would grade those jerseys very high on their list. Like they're, in my eyes, amazing jerseys.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job here. Like people might argue, right, you should only have 1 all-star jersey, but there's so many different eras, right? Like it looks like we have a lot, but the 4 black ones are the same, right?
Yeah.
So really that's one kind of thing is how we're looking at it. But yeah, it's just, you see every different era here, basically. Like we have the beginning and the first jersey and like the like most current jersey. So it's, I don't know, it's a good mashup, I think.
I think the tier list itself is maybe a little top heavy, but that's to be expected. You know, you're fans of the Canucks, you like the way they look. So I think even just looking at the chart overall, it looks right. The lower ones on the list are not great, and as you go higher, they're really really awesome designs. So I don't know. I feel like they have, like you guys said, just such a huge, vast selection of how far these designs have come. Like they are so different in all of these different eras, and it's cool that they're willing to just really rebrand and have a new look and switch it up. I respect that.
And I like too when they do change it, like it seems like there's no real restrictions with the team. Like they're not like, oh, that's too far out there. Like you look at those V's, like they are hideous, but they're fearless though, which you kind of have to respect them for, right? Like,
yeah,
there was no like, maybe that's a bit too much. It was like, it's not far enough. But yeah, I think overall we did a pretty good job here.
I agree. This was a lot of fun. I think it was really cool to go through and look at them all and see the evolution of the team. And it was just a really good idea. I think this was very successful.
All right.
And if Chris, I wish I would have told you to edit this in at the end, but just take a picture of Tanner Pearson and put him on bench there. I'm just joking. Quick shot there. Had to throw it out there. If you watch the podcast, you'll get it.
All right. I think that about does it. Unless anybody else has anything to say here. No, Wes?
No, I'm good to go, man. I think that was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you, everybody who watched this. Let us know how you think we did. Let us know if we put one of your favorite yellow V's in bench where it should have been an all-star.
Yeah.
But yeah, check us out on our YouTube channel, the Canuckleheads Podcast, and subscribe to the podcast. And thank you for Chris for putting this all together, because Wes and I are tech illiterate.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. It was great.
Thanks, Chris.
Right, thanks, Chris. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Fucking nailed it.